can we all just talk about that post-credit scene of this episode of Mob Psycho 100? In essence, that did not happen. Those events did not transpire. Hoshino did not find out, oh, that's the leader of the Claw, and in the preview revealed to be Reigen. That did not happen. I ain't accepting that ending because it didn't happen. No, I can't sit here and say, well, okay, Reigen is the leader of Claw, because I won't accept that. That can't be happening. He can't be the leader of Claw. No, no. When the portrait was shown of his eyes and his little bit of his hair, I thought to myself, holy crap, he kind of looks like Reigen. And in the actual like preview for next week, just revealed, yes, it's Reigen. I was like, no, no. That can't be right. It ain't happened. This is all a joke. Reigen, you're just playing a joke on me, aren't you? This isn't real. So, I don't know. I'm like, well, this is a strange turn of events. That is a major cliffhanger and a cliffhanger and a half. Bones, do not leave me there. Do not do that to me. I've got to wait until next Monday now because that's just not happening. I ain't accepting it. But really, what can I say about this episode overall of Mob Psycho 100? It's a very good episode. It really is leading into the very final section of this series overall. And I must say, it's doing a pretty damn good job of establishing all these characters, all the Scar members, and how formidable they really, really freaking are. But in this episode, it kind of proves that maybe they're not what they all seem. In essence, Mob really does dispatch quickly quite a few of them. Really, that's what I take away from this episode. He does actually dispatch quite a few of them really easy. In essence, Takeuchi being kind of the one at the Claw Division leader actually bigged up to be this person that might be able to take down Mob, really was taken down so bloody easy. I was like, wow, so he was bigged up this whole entire time, being this person that would be able to take down Mob. Taken down instantly. I was like, wow. Really, when you think about it, the only people that really put up a fight against Mob really were Tsuchiya and Mordor. They're the only two people that really did put up a fight against him, because Tsuchiya actually allowed for him not to use his psychic abilities to actually kind of allow for him to win the fight. In essence, she was putting up a really good fight against him, so he wouldn't be able to do it. In essence, she's really bloody fast and really bloody powerful. But then, it kind of then brings back the character of Mob, because again, I really like this episode for one reason and one reason alone. It kind of allowed for Mob to be this formidable force, be this force to be reckoned with, be someone who you do not want to cross, because if you piss him off, he will defeat you, to be this person who is what we know Mob to be. He is completely Mob, because there were certain scenes that he literally became the person he was originally. In essence, when he actually beat Takeuchi, he actually did just say, oh sorry, I know you were doing something, but I'm in a hurry, so I need to leave. I was like, so he really is a person he really was originally, so he hasn't actually really changed. The person we knew he was before is still there, and I really did like it. And then he had a whole entire scene where Tsuchiya was actually beating him up, and then after a while she actually punches into the wall, and then she sees him crying. She's like, you come this far, why are you crying? And then he goes, because my master taught me if I hit a woman, that's the lowest of the loyal person can do, and I won't do that. And she goes, that's an insult, I want to fight you fair and square, so don't kind of hold back, fight me. And then he fights her and defeats her. But I really did like how they presented Mob, because Mob is still Mob. He still has not changed. Yes, he has a goal that he wants to achieve. He wants to save Ritsu, but he still is the person we know and love. The Mob we knew before. The Mob since episode 1. Nothing has changed him from his personality. He still remained exactly the same. I really did like how they went about presenting Mob. He still remained the person he was. But the other thing to note is we got to see Ritsu fight, we got to see Teru fight, and we also got to see Dimple Summer fight. In essence, Dimple Summer is actually pretty freaking cool, because he managed to actually defeat all of the trainees, get into the place which is called the Awakening Experiment Room. And I thought, okay, this seems pretty freaking terrifying. In essence, we actually find out pain is the best way to awaken your abilities. And yeah, we do see a lot of blood splattered all over the kind of glass inside those different cubicles. And it's actually kind of mildly terrifying, because we know actually surviving this whole entire thing is pretty freaking hard, because when Ritsu went to go and save Kaito, which again was actually pretty freaking easy, they were actually speaking about a person who was actually transferred from HQ, and he actually survived a very grueling kind of experiment. And I thought, okay, so you understand that this thing is pretty freaking hard to overcome. In essence, yes, maybe in the end you get your abilities awoken, but the actual thing you must go through first is pretty freaking terrifying, pretty freaking painful. But really, the main show, again, really was Ritsu's character. In essence, we actually got to see Ritsu fight, because once Mulkai actually goes to go and get Mob and actually kind of defeat him, Ritsu and the others do see her, and what happens is they actually go down that corridor, and what happens, the trainees appear and actually try to fight them, but then Ritsu defeats them pretty easily, and that's in essence goes, okay, so these trainees actually don't have that much power. In essence, their power is equal to what Hoshino has. In essence, their abilities are quite weak. They don't really have anything going on. In essence, you really see it. Once one of them tries to use their expert ability, they actually kind of just use this little bit of fire, and that's about it. They don't really use too much. They actually get to understand they don't really kind of have that much power. They're quite weak. But then a new person appears called Shaw. This person has no scar, but he is terrifying. In essence, what happens is Ritsu says to everyone else, look, go and I'll fight him. And then he does, but we don't actually get to see the fight. We only get to see the aftermath. When Mob defeats Takeuchi, he actually walks past Ritsu, and Ritsu's on the floor, which then leads into the fight between him and Mortar. Side note, let's talk about the actual fight between Mortar and the Mob. It really wasn't a fight per se, it was more of an illusion fight. Once Mob stumbles upon Ritsu, what happens is he actually goes, holy freaking Christ, that's him, isn't it? That's what's happened here. And then his percentage goes up and up and up and up. And then Mortar encounters Mob and says, oh look, you're not even hiding your hostility. I will show you true despair free of charge. And then he actually shows an illusion using Ritsu that really sends Mob into his frenzy of saying, look, this isn't real, this can't be happening. And his percentage goes up and down constantly, from 98 to 99, constantly goes up and down. And then it goes into 100% rejection. And then what happens? He manages to defeat Mortar by amplifying the actual illusion that Mortar was given him and then bringing it back to Mortar, and then after that point Mortar was defeated. So you really got to see a different side of Mob in this episode again. You got to see another 100%, some other kind of 100%, and then it kind of leads into the whole entire idea of Sho appearing once again and then capturing Mob and Ritsu, who have fainted at this point, and then leads into the whole entire idea. We found out Dimple-san was defeated after outsmarting Matsuo, and then leads into the whole entire idea. After credits, we actually see Hoshino and everyone escape to the actual front door and then realize the actual boss is appearing, and then you find out in the end it's Raigan. You're kind of like, oh, okay, guys, this is what you're gonna do to me. No, I ain't accepting this. No, this ain't happening. No. Raigan is not the leader of Claw. That ain't happening. No, get out with that idea. I ain't accepting it. No, really, I'm not. I ain't accepting it. But really, what can I say overall about this episode of Mob Psycho 100? It was pretty freaking great. I really did like it. I really did like the fight between Teru and the pyrokinesis dude. In essence, that whole entire fight was really beautifully animated. Every single part of this episode was bloody brilliant, I must say. And then the reveal at the end really was kind of like, oh god, guys, don't do that to me now. Do not do that to me now, but I have to wait a week to find out. So, with all that said, I have indeed been the driver. If you have enjoyed the video as a whole and you do want to leave a like, do leave a like, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed my content as a whole and you do want to leave a sub, do leave a sub, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. But with all that said, I have indeed been the driver, and I shall see you guys later.